in terms of the coordination of the White House, here's a very, very strange thing that has emerged here. In the Washington area, and it's usually a local story, so people may not know it, but having been here, we know it. And it is the question of the FBI headquarters. Now, if you go down to Pennsylvania Avenue, right, you're going to find this huge one square city block, big block, the current FBI building, which is concrete. It's a kind of style which was popular in the 1970s. The existing FBI building was put up in 1975, dedicated by Gerald Ford, who was the president in those days. It's called the J. Edgar Hoover Building, if you can believe it. I think that's already an outrage, a scandal. But anyway, put that aside. Um, the word now is that this building is obsolete, right? Unfit for its tasks. And there has been around here, really for the best part of a decade, a, a big effort, discussion, competition. If the FBI moves out of the district into some more rural area, where will it go? And it came down then to three locations: Greenbelt, Maryland, Prince George's County; Landover, Maryland, Prince George's County, and that's where the sports stadium is, I think. And then Springfield, Virginia. And of course, there was this question: who has metro? How can you get to work on the subway? All this stuff. Anyway, the latest announcement from the Trump White House is that there will not be a new headquarters after actually more than a decade, more than 10 years. The effort to find a replacement for the J. Edgar Hoover building is out the window, according to this. Right? The Trump administration has decided that this is pointless, that they're not going to do it. One official says this was after approximately $50 million have been spent by local companies and jurisdictions in the hope of getting the benefits of having the FBI headquarters moving into their place. Now, the people that are really up in arms of the Maryland ones, because they thought they had 2 out of 3 chances to win. Senator Van Hollen says, "I've never seen a decision handled with more mismanagement or more negligence." And then Senator Cardin, "The reasons for the cancellation that have been given just are not true." Now, there's a chorus from the elected officials around here that this is Trump, that this is Trump punishing the FBI for having Comey, for liking Comey, for having Mueller, for liking Mueller. So, according to this, other elected officials pointed to Trump's combative relation with the FBI over the Russia investigation, and there's more, his potential conflicts of interest with the General Services Administration, which is the landlord for his Washington, D.C. hotel, right? And that is, of course, the old post office, also down on Pennsylvania Avenue, actually not that far from the FBI building on the other side of the street. You got the old post office, which is now this swanky international hotel. And the idea is that if you want to ingratiate yourself with the current administration, you go and have your shindig at the Trump International Hotel. Fairfax County Supervisor Jeff McKay, who wants it to go to Fairfax County, Virginia. "I think this is a violent collision of a lot of things, a bureaucratic nightmare. You have a president with conflicts of interest who is at war with the FBI, and neither the FBI nor the General Services Administration has a boss, right? Has an agency leader." Congressman Connolly, Democrat of Virginia, says this is a result of Trump's conflicts of interest. If you gave truth serum, the bosses at GSA and FBI would admit that the ethical cloud was of real concern to them. So this is an old building, right? Apparently when it was built, they had to have room for the paper files of the FBI, right? Going back to J. Edgar Hoover. 35 million cards, fingerprint cards, but those were moved out to West Virginia 20 years ago. Anyway, very interesting story. And these are just the signs of the times. In other words, it looks like various activities of government are being held hostages to feuds, conflicts of interest, and God knows what else.